Hey, guys, welcome back and happy Thursday. As you guys know, last night was the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion part 3, and we covered it with Dana Wilkie on her channel. But today we'll be back with Down with Jason and Zach Peter at 12 p.m. Eastern to do a subscribers only live chat with all of you guys. So hopefully you can join us. That'll be 9 a.m. Pacific time. It's a good time. Just make sure you join us. But we are back to talk about some more Erica Girardi scandal news that was not mentioned on the reunion. Apparently, when it comes to this scandal, now the state bar prosecutor is resigning after, well, they found out that this person has ties to Tom Girardi's son-in-law. This all got uncovered. We have all the details about this, but before we jump in, if you guys haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button. If you're not subscribed, get subscribed, and don't forget to hit that notification bell, because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. With that, let's jump right in.
It's time for all your binge-worthy pop culture news. Welcome to Up and Adam.
All right, guys, so it looks like Tom Girardi's son-in-law has a relationship with a state prosecutor, a state bar prosecutor, and that relationship is raising questions. Now, Law 360 broke the story that the state bar has put one of its prosecutors on administrative leave following a bombshell investigation. The outlet uncovered that LA-based prosecutor Dale Nowicki, who worked for a state bar of California supervisor and was secretly working in private practice with Tom Girardi's son-in-law, David Lira, for over a year. And the issue is he was required to disclose the side work to the state bar. So apparently David Lira worked with Girardi at his law firm Girardi Keese for years until resigning after growing legal issues. He is named a defendant in the federal lawsuit filed against Erica Girardi and Tom Girardi and this whole Girardi scandal. Obviously, we know when it comes to the Girardi scandal that there is so much investigation going on right now. There are widows, orphans, what they're calling alleged victims and alleged misdoings. Tom Girardi now can't speak on any of this because he's been deemed incompetent with Alzheimer's and late, onset dementia. It's a whole thing, but now he's under a conservatorship, so they can't even ask him the questions because whatever they ask him won't even hold up in court at this point. Well, when it comes to David Lira, he hasn't been diagnosed with anything. So if they ask him, they put him under oath, he has to answer the questions, and this might not be good. So they're saying Nowicki reportedly worked for a supervisor who was overseeing the bar's prosecution of Tom Girardi for allegedly stealing from client settlements. The bar is already facing heat for failing to revoke Girardi's law license years ago. Many claim that Girardi was actually close with a few of the bar employees. The report is also saying that Nowicki stepped down from his role on October 4th, and the decision came after Law 360 reached out to him for comment on their expose. The State Bar of California said that they were unaware of Nowicki working with Lira, and they are working to fix the issues. They denied that he had any involvement in the investigation to Tom Girardi. We also all know that Erica Girardi is being sued for $25 million as a part of the Girardi's bankruptcy. The trustee presiding over the case accused the firm, Girardi Keese, of using company money, client settlement funds to fund Erica Girardi's whole lifestyle. And we know all of this. This has already been broken down, but it just kind of blows my mind that one thing after another is continuously coming out. Honestly, it does and it doesn't, because at this point, I feel like, does anything surprise us anymore? And everything is going to continue to just roll out. When is this going to be over? That's one of my biggest questions. And last night, watching the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills reunion, we see where Andy Cohen said, I grilled Erica. I asked her all the hard questions. I didn't leave anything on the table. And we've seen now part 1, part 2, and part 3 of a 4-part reunion that only should have been 2-3 parts anyways, because the whole reunion was supposed to be based around the Girardi scandal, because that was really the only storyline that we had in the first place. And when he says, I'm going to turn up the heat and turn up the barbecue, I'm not seeing it. And anytime he does ask her a question, or like when Crystal Kung Minkoff asked her a question, when she said, if you guys have something to ask me and I will answer the question. And Crystal said, well, what about the victims? She didn't answer anything. She just kind of diverted over to Andy. She engaged in a conversation with Andy, knowing that Crystal is still in her freshman season. She's not going to cut anyone off. She tried asking the question. She probably took a lot of time to sit there and build that up and be like, okay, I'm about to ask, I'm going to do it. And she was just stonewalled. Like, nope, not answering your question. Next. And I don't know if it was purposely or not, but at the end of the day, Erica still did not answer the question. And it was one of the questions we wanted to know. It's another example of these questions coming out from either fans, tweets, Andy Cohen, some of the housewives. And we either get these roundabout answers or we get answers that just say, listen, I can't speak on that because of my defense team and I've been advised not to. I don't know where to go with this at this point, but we'll keep watching. We'll see how the rest of this plays out. I'm not convinced, but what I am convinced of is that the fact that the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills season 12 has already started filming. There's a lot of speculation as to who's coming back and who's not, but we can confirm everyone's coming back. We just don't know in what capacity. Dorit Kemsley reportedly is on the line when it comes to her job as either a full-time or a part-time housewife. And after talking to Dana Wilkie last night, I didn't realize, but this is an interesting fact. When all of the housewives join each season, they're all given a temporary 3-week contract. And in this contract, they sign the contract, they film for 3 weeks. And after the 3 weeks, production decides whether or not they are going to be a full-time housewife or a friend of part-time housewife. I didn't know that. I thought that they just signed them up and they're like, okay, we're going to go after testing with this housewife. We're going to go full-time, friend of. I didn't know it was let's test everyone out for 3 weeks, but everyone on the same playing field, because I think that's absolutely fair. Even though I saw some fans who were saying, well, why don't you at least demote Erica? They're not going to demote Erica to a friend of the show because Erica right now is holding and carrying the whole show. I also said to Dana Wilkie last night that the ratings have been amazing. And she's like, that's bullshit. The ratings are amazing. She's like, they're at 1.2, 1.4 million. When I was on the show, they were at 2 million. So now it's almost a million less. And it shows you the trajectory of Bravo. It makes you wonder, is this a franchise that won't be, or a network that won't be around for much longer? Is NBC pushing everything to Peacock because they know eventually the world is going to go to all streaming services? I have a lot of questions, but I don't want to give you all of my opinions without asking you guys some questions as well. What do you think about this David Lira situation and the state bar prosecutor resigning after ties were uncovered to Tom Girardi's son-in-law? Give me your thoughts on that. How did you feel about the reunion part 3? And of course, again, we will be going live today with Zach, Peter, and Jason from Down with Jason at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I said that at the beginning of the video. It is a subscribers only live chat. So in order to get engaged, comment in the live chat, be a part of the conversation, all you have to do is click that subscribe button. And also don't forget, tonight we will be back for Hot Messy Topics at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we have a lot going on. It's kind of a whirlwind today. I usually feel like Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays are my busiest days, and then it kind of goes downhill, but this week has not gone downhill at all. It's one thing after another, but we're here for it. We're on the tube, we're on YouTube, and we're here to talk about it all. Guys, if you haven't already, go ahead, smash that like button, get subscribed, and don't forget to hit that notification bell because, well, you don't want to miss anything we have coming up. With that, we'll see you next time. Bye, guys.